Hey, it's Ruth here. I'm just popping in quickly before we dive into today's episode with some exciting news. The Play Schemas Collective is opening its doors for the very first time in just a few days. We'll be welcoming our founding members, and I would love for you to be a part of it. If you're curious to learn more, or if you already know this is for you, head over to playschemas.com and ensure that your name is on the email list. That way, you'll be the very first to know when the doors open. Okay, let's jump into today's episode. Now again, this wasn't anything fancy, but in their world, it was that joy. And for me, it was that connection time. It was simple to set up, virtually no setup. I could rest my third trimester body on the floor or just being present in it all. And it's these little things that build memories. They don't take extra time. Hello and welcome back to Demystifying Child's Playthrough Play Schemas. I'm Ruth Furco and I am so glad that you're here with me today. Now, today's episode is a little bit more personal, and I think that it's one that many of you are going to connect with. It's about time, something we all feel like we don't have enough of as parents, particularly for ourselves. But here, I'm thinking about time with our little ones and making this precious time really count. And what I keep coming back to is that it's all about memory making. It's about the everyday moments that matter more than we realize. There's a phrase that's been sitting with me the last few weeks. It is, you can always make more memories, but you can't make more time. And as we get ready to welcome our third baby into the family, this thought has been on my heart more than ever. So let's get comfortable, whether you're out on a walk, catching a rare moment of quiet, or multitasking around the house. Let's dive on in and explore making memories in the everyday with our toddlers. Now, if you're a parent, and I know many of you listening are, you'll know this feeling. There's this constant sense that time is slipping through our fingers. You blink and your baby's crawling, you blink again and they're climbing the playground ladder on their own, especially if you've got a determined, agile little one. And sometimes I catch myself thinking, oh, I need to make the most of this moment because it's all going so fast. And then, of course, life happens. Someone needs a snack, the washing pile is out of control, or I just feel tired and stretched. And I wonder where that line falls, of giving them me and my attention to build our relationship and memories, and to just have that more than needed time away from the kids for myself. But here's the thing I've been thinking and reminding myself. Memories don't come just in that big, staged, perfect photo op kind of way. They're not limited to the family holidays or birthday parties. Memories live in those tiny, everyday things. The way my toddler looks up at me with the smoothie moustache, the way my preschooler cuddles into me on the couch to tell me all about what he uses his different superpowers for. The bedtime stories, the giggles, even those meltdowns that end in cuddles, showing me they feel safe to share their big emotions while I hold space for them. Those moments, that's where the memories live. And even though the time itself is limited, the memory making isn't. We can't stretch the hours of the day, even if our children try to, but we can fill those hours with connection. And this is particularly on my mind right now, as I said, as we prepare to welcome baby number 3 into our family. There's this big part of me that really wants to fill the cups of my older 2 children before the baby arrives. I want them to feel secure and loved and to know that they're still my world even as things are about to change. But at the same time, I'm also aware of the pressure that mindset can bring. Almost like I have to cram in all the fun, all the bonding, all the memory making right in now before everything shifts. But of course, that is not how life works. I'm not the first person to welcome a third baby into the family. I can't squeeze a lifetime of connection into a few weeks. What I can do, though, is keep noticing and cherishing the ordinary moments now, and trust that those little touch points will continue after the baby is born too. And this is where play, and especially understanding play schemas, becomes such a gift. I bet you knew that I wasn't going to get much further without mentioning play schemas. Now, if you're new around here, you might be wondering, what are play schemas? Play schemas are those natural, repetitive patterns that you see in young children. They're the things your toddler just has to do over and over again, like dropping food off the high chair tray or pushing every single toy truck around the house, wrapping their teddy bear in blankets again and again and again. What you can do is head to playschemas.com/free for a bunch of free downloads to get you started in learning about the power of understanding play schemas in your child's play. So that's play, schemas.com/free. Now, at first glance, these behaviors can seem random, even frustrating, but when we look closer, we realize that they're actually the way your child is learning. Schemas are how children explore big ideas about movement, positioning, transformation, connection, and so much more. So, for example, when your child is throwing things, that's the trajectory schema. They're figuring out how objects move through space. When they're lining up blocks, that's positioning. They're experimenting with order and placement. When they wrap up dolls and blankets, that's enveloping. They're exploring containment and safety. So schemas aren't just random quirks. They're windows into how your child's brain is growing and developing. So how does this link back to memory making in time? Well, when we understand play schemas, we can start to see our child's play for what it really is, learning in action. Suddenly, those repeated behaviours that might otherwise annoy us become opportunities for connection. Instead of thinking, ugh, why is he unravelling the toilet paper again? Or is that just our house? We can think, he's working on disconnection and rotation. This is important to him. When we shift our perspective like that, something beautiful happens. We feel less frustration, we respond with curiosity instead of irritation, and we find it easier to join in, to support and to connect. And that connection, that's what builds the memories. Because our children don't remember whether the floor was clean or if we had an Instagram or Pinterest-worthy craft prepared. What they remember is how we made them feel. They remember that we noticed them and that we delighted in their play, that we joined them in their world, even if only for a few minutes. With both of my boys, currently aged 2 and 4, they are really into the trajectory play schema right now. The trajectory play schema is something that always has a strong hold in our house, and likely yours too. They love throwing things, no matter when or where. Last night it was a dinosaur to the head in the bath. Now, instead of constantly saying, no throwing in the bath, what we did is we quickly drew some targets on the tiles and added some containers to try and get the dinosaurs into. We spent ages throwing them in and out. This didn't end up being a quick bath time though. Now, if they weren't in the bath, I would have taken a video as they laughed and laughed. Now again, this wasn't anything fancy, but in their world, it was that joy. And for me, it was that connection time. It was simple to set up, virtually no setup. I could rest my third trimester body on the floor while just being present in it all. And it's these little things that build memories. They don't take extra time. We're in the bath already, so we're not magically creating more hours in the day. We're just using the time that we have in a way that strengthens connection. So if you've been feeling that pressure to make the most of every moment, I really want you to hear this. You don't have to orchestrate perfect days, and you don't have to plan elaborate adventures. Connection and memory making happens in the everyday, through play, through noticing, through being present. You cannot make more time, but you can keep making memories. Now, if this episode has resonated with you, I would love to keep the conversation going. Come and connect with me on Instagram using @play_schemas. That's play_schemas, where I share encouragement, practical tips, and those Me Too parenting moments that remind us that we're not alone in this. And if you'd like a little more guidance on understanding play schemas, remember you can head to playschemas.com/free, where I've created some free resources to help you get started, so you can see your child's play in a whole new way and start building those connections and memories today. So as I step into this new season with baby number 3, I'm holding on to this truth, and I hope you can too, that I can't stretch the hours, but I can choose how I fill them, with connection, with play, with noticing, and with love. And so that is my hope for you too, that you'll see the everyday play, the everyday chaos, the everyday joy as beautiful memory-making moments as they truly are. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I'll see you next time, and remember, today is a great day to play.